when a woman decides to cheat, it's usually nothing a man can do about it because it's a woman usually wreaking the repercussions of what she asked for. If a woman asks you that she wants a bigger house because y'all have more kids and she wants two guest rooms and a bigger kitchen, now you got to spend more hours at work or you're a truck driver and got to drive more routes to pay for that house. What's the consequences of doing all that? You have less time.
This time.
You have less time. So this when he said that, it took me years to understand what he was saying. Now you have less time. That's where this is where that pool boy thing comes from. How did a woman end up screwing the pool boy? This
Mhm.
little dude, like you see what I'm saying? It's because her husband is at work doing what the hell he's supposed to do. So when women say he doesn't have time for me anymore, well, men who make a lot of money traditionally don't have time.
I got a question for the ladies. Oh
Yeah.
man, I ain't mean to cut you off, Coach.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
There's
you're good.
nothing left.
No, I was gonna ask. I was gonna say, what besides attitude and medical reasons could cause a woman to want to go get some pipe from somewhere else?
What besides an attitude or medical
When I
reason would
say
cause a
attitude,
woman-
okay, you upset with the dude. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the mood anymore. He still wants it, but you hold it back. You withhold it because you're not, your juice isn't flowing. You're not turned. You completely turned off because of an argument or issue y'all had. I know sometimes y'all do that. Y'all don't want to have sex when you angry and the person becomes unattractive because of the mood is what I'm saying, it's thrown off. What besides that, and what besides, I know you have medical issues, maybe I don't want to say menopause 'cause that's later in the issue, later on. But what I'm saying, you getting cramps or something like that. You
Yeah,
just
other
There
than
is
like
no
being,
reason for it, in my
other than
opinion.
being
But
on your
there's no
other than being
reason.
on your
Those are no reason,
cycle.
period, or there's no reason beside those two reasons.
you're
I'm
talking
saying
about
other
for a
than
woman to go ahead,
to
A
Kelly.
woman to
cheat.
say, "Hey, babe, I don't feel like having sex right now."
Oh,
You
okay.
might
Oh,
Yeah.
have, you
no,
might
no,
be
no.
tired,
I thought you
Yeah,
were
exhausted.
I
taking
didn't
it.
understand your question. It's
I'll
okay.
put those in the medical category, but the
No,
other part
Okay.
is you
I'm saying
angry.
other
You know what
than
I'm
being
saying?
on your period, I don't believe that there's a reason to say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's my
I would say like
opinion.
medical, or sometimes, well,
Because I believe it's
or like,
unclean as far as like biblical standpoints. I don't think you should. It's because it's a time where your body's like
Is that
cleaning
because
itself
of
out.
a principle
yeah.
that you
Or
believe
if she
in,
has like
or
a
is it?
stomach
I'm
ache,
talking
like,
about how you feel though. Like let's say you still have sex because of the principle and your ideology and your religion and what you believe. You still have sex even though you don't want to. I'm saying the part that you don't, the essence that you don't want to, but still do it. Like, what is the essence behind that? That look, I don't want to
I
have sex
think,
because of these things right here.
okay.
Like, what
So
are
what
those
I would
things?
say,
Maybe I'm not understanding the question.
I'm imagining, so besides her not feeling good or some type of physical like reason that is legitimate that I think even her husband would be okay with, a reason that she might not want to, you're saying, like what would that reason be if she doesn't want to that she might have? I would say it, perhaps like, see, I don't know cuz she might,
Could it
but
be
you're saying
sex?
she still does it though?
Yeah,
Like
could
she
it be
still has
sex? Could it
sex?
be sex appeal? I'm just giving y'all a
Um
hint.
Could be what? A what?
maybe.
I mean,
Like she's not attracted to him?
he's becoming less attractive, maybe.
Sex appeal. Gotcha.
I
That could be
mean,
it, but I would
I don't
say
know.
in that
I think when
that
a woman loves a
situation,
man, like like he could turn into that little potato shape that every man turns into when they turn, they get balls, they
yeah.
got the little belly.
Did you
You
guys
know,
see the potato drop in Idaho? I can't.
I
so
think
On New
every
so
Year's Eve,
man
they
turns
dropped a
into a
potato. Look it
potato.
up.
But
so
Look it
y'all are
up.
different in that part where a man, uh, I'm not going to advocate for it, but I can say that a lot of men who have a woman and they let themselves go, they gain all this weight. You know what I'm saying? They don't take care of themselves. They just eating
The
whatever the
woman or
fuck
the
they want.
man?
What I'm saying, when the man recognizes his
Okay.
sex, well, his sex drive is still at that level, but the sex appeal that he has in her, or the sexual attraction that get him turned on, he's no longer getting a boner because she don't look the same. I'm
I
saying,
think
does that
women
happen
are
with y'all?
different. I
Okay.
think women are different because I think once a woman loves a man, she still sees him as that man that she married. Like I've asked my mother,
I
my
mean, we
godmother.
still love you, but like we don't want to fuck you as much because you don't
It's
really like
different
look
because men
good
are turned
anymore.
on by sight. Women are turned on by touch. They're turned on by emotion.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
the
like
same thing.
spontaneous.
You want to
It's
see
like
that
in the
little
action.
the corn star. You want to see that in the bedroom.
So you're saying, so you're trying to convince
Right,
me
right. The
there's no
chords.
such thing as
Yeah.
handsome privilege. Basically, y'all saying there's no such thing as handsome privilege.
Oh
I
no,
think
there is, but I think that's when you meet them. It doesn't always stay that way. Stuff starts to fall and drop, and hair leaves. You know, he could be
in a
like
healthy
top
relationship.
model when you marry him, but
If
he
your
starts
husband,
losing his
if your husband
hair,
or your man
his
grows to be
chest goes down to
350
his
pounds, you telling me
belly.
you can still have sex with him
See,
at
See,
why are
but
you being that
No, see,
extreme?
that's
At
that's
no,
350
but
pounds,
Bruiser,
dog.
too
hold
much.
on,
I
hold on.
tried not to
I
go
would
there, but I
say,
have to go
When he
there.
gets a little
okay,
beer
I would say
belly,
though that already though that's going to be a conversation because at least in my marriage, because and him and I have had these conversations. We actually found each other on Instagram because of fitness. It's he's listening. And it's kind of like our sport, but also for just overall health. Like, hey, like, for our children or whatever, like I don't want my spouse to be unhealthy. So I feel like there's going to be conversations even before that. So this probably isn't a good answer that you're looking for, but I would say that is going to be a factor, but I wouldn't just deny him because I have the view that I want to do that for him because I love him. And if that's what he needs, which I know it is, then I'm going to do it, you know?
I agree with that.
So
Hopefully,
basically,
I don't know
y'all
if that's
going
a
on the
good
record
answer,
to
but
say that all women who are out here cheating has no reason at all to cheat.
yeah, I would
That's
say
the
that, yeah.
question we're asking, like what reason? Because I don't think for women it's necessarily physical. I think it's gonna be the way he treats her, the way he talks to her. If he ignores her, if he doesn't give her what she feels like she needs emotionally, she's gonna seek that out from someone else. And maybe she's not looking for sex from another person. Maybe he doesn't talk to her or listen to her, and this other guy gives her his ear, and she's talking, and then it's
Y'all,
like,
so
oh, he's
so
listening to
when
me,
y'all,
and then it could turn into something else, but that may not necessarily be what she was looking for.
so when y'all express loyalty, y'all
Hmm.
express it on a conditional level of what you
No,
receive from him,
I
and if
don't.
you're not
No,
receiving
you
that,
were
then
asking why women cheat. I don't necessarily think it's because, oh, my husband got fat. Ew. I think it's what she feels like she's not getting from him.
so it stands. If he's not consistent in what he's doing for you, as far as catering to your feelings and your emotion and not communicating when you're not ignoring you, then that is grounds for disloyalty from a woman. That's where you're standing at.
Oh no, I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna tell him what I need. But a lot of women won't. They'll just be like, he's not talking to me. He's not listening. They'll just like let it
Like, he should
fester.
read my mind.
Right. And they'll just push
Silly.
it down. I'm like, listen, I want to go out. I don't want to sit in the house. Let's go out. I feel like I need to get out. Let's go on a date. Let's do something together. I would like to go out, please. I'm going to tell you what I want. If you still don't do it, if you don't care, then that's a different conversation. But I think a lot of people, not just women, they generally don't express what's bothering them. They'll hold it inside, they'll
Hmm.
suppress it, they'll let it fester, they'll get angry about it, and they're like, oh, why doesn't he know that I'm bothered? Just
Hey,
tell him.
I think one of my cousins told me something very profound. Like when a woman decides to cheat, it's usually nothing a man can do about it because it's a woman usually wreaking the repercussions of what she asked for. If a woman asks you that she wants a bigger house because y'all have more kids and she wants 2 guest rooms and a bigger kitchen, now you got to spend more hours at work or you're a truck driver and got to drive more routes to pay for that house. What's the consequences of doing all that? You have less time.
This time.
You have less time. So this when he said that, it took me years to understand what he was saying. Now you have less time. This is where that pool boy thing comes from. How did a woman end up screwing the pool boy? This
Mhm.
little dude, like you see what I'm saying? It's because her husband is at work doing what the hell he's supposed to do. So when women say he doesn't have time for me anymore, well, men who make a lot of money traditionally don't have time. You see what I'm saying? So um your women's number one aphrodisiac we know is attention. If she's not getting it from her husband, so usually when people say my husband isn't giving me an attention, we go to the worst case scenario as if he's actively giving her the Heisman when he comes in the house. That's usually not what's happening.
Really just
But
tired.
he's physically not there because he's tired, working on behalf of the family to provide the things she asked for. Right? I told y'all, y'all have heard me tell the story about me going home after the club with a woman, waking up in her house, and the sun came in, and her husband's pictures were on the wall, and I lost it. Like, what? Her husband was a truck driver, and you let me like
Did you
exactly.
leave hairs in the bed?
No, but I was like, I'm not lying. I was furious
Full circle.
simply because I said, you let me sleep here. This man would like, if I was in heaven, if I'd have just woke up in heaven or hell, probably, you know what I'm saying? I'd have just been like, well, I deserved it. Wake, you just let me sleep in another man's side of the bed like that.
Wow.
But I could tell after all these years,
You
it was
slept
the
there too.
attention. You say what?
You slept there too.
I slipped.
He didn't know. He didn't know.
Slobbed on the man
No.
pillow and everything.
No, I didn't. I had no idea. And the
Oh,
worst
okay.
part about it, the in the
You ain't
club,
smell
she
his
pursued
cologne,
me.
bro?
It was like she the one who made the connection in the club. That's why it's really crazy. But yeah, it's that attention she was seeking.
So basically, y'all
Right.
saying that women don't have no control over her vagina. Once she loses those things that keeps her loyal, her vagina is open game.
I don't
If the
believe in
principle,
cheating.
okay, if the principles, we have a lack of self-worth in today's society and a lack of principles. So if the self-worth isn't there and the principles aren't there, absolutely, you're right.
But I
So
don't.
no,
I
well,
don't.
go ahead, Kelly.
No, go ahead. I will have it.
I'll just say quickly, we have a prefrontal cortex that we have to make decisions with that part of our brain. Like you can't pick something up without you intentionally or it might be subconsciously, but either way, your prefrontal has to tell your hand or whatever to move, to do it. So women saying, I didn't get this, so this just means I went and did it. No, you still made a decision. Either
Wait,
way.
hold on. Coach K, you know what affects that though? Love.
I'm waiting for it, Cheeky. No. Cheeky, I told
No,
you we're going to have to talk about this in a
No,
separate
but
conversation because I don't want to derail this.
I agree with Coach K. It's very rare that someone's just like, I'm gonna go cheat right now. Usually it starts with a thought, and then that thought festers. You
Has
think
to.
about it, you think about it, you think about it, and you're like, why not? And you work it out in your brain, you give yourself reasons why it's okay. But it starts with that
Yep.
initial thought. So
Absolutely.
I completely agree.
But when
It's
y'all
not
do
just
it,
like,
y'all
you know
feel
what?
like y'all can still retain y'all relationship whenever y'all just go
I don't like you
give it
saying
up.
y'all. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and
I'm just
I don't believe in cheating. I think if you are wanting to move on with another person, then you need to end what you have going on first, and
Yes,
then make that step. I
100%.
don't believe in stepping out for what. If you want to be with someone else, then you really don't want to be with the person that you're with. So end it and then move on.
so a lot of y'all speaking on just y'all selves, but not really like on the majority.
All of women, I think a woman could cheat.
I mean, y'all know women better than we do. That's why I'm asking. I'm
I
speaking.
think,
Yeah, it's
to-
I think
bad.
if a
to
woman, I
general-
think if a woman is in a comfortable situation, she's not necessarily just going to walk away from it. But if she feels like she's not getting what she wants, it could be just one thing. My brother said to me, he said, you know, you could give a woman everything, and it could be just be one thing you're lacking. And if she gets that one thing from another guy, she could cheat with him, but you'd be giving her everything else. And he just got that one simple thing. Oh, I just got to cover this one base. But the man that she's with is doing everything else. So she may not necessarily leave him, but she'll step out with another guy that's providing that one missing part of her life.
And in her mind, that's enough for her to do that thing. But again, you still have to have that thought that's going to create whatever feeling it is that makes it seem okay, and you're going to go do it. But I will be honest, Bruiser, no, I don't think, well, this is why I'm a coach. This is why I teach people this. I coach mainly teenage girls, but no, majority of people, even it's actually fun. I love it. I love it, honestly, especially because the brain develops. This is like the biggest time in their life, the second biggest time that the brain develops the most. But I'm teaching them, which most people don't know, even men. But yeah, women are, they'll just blame everyone else out here. It's crazy. I mean, I used to be like that too, but I still, I'm not perfect. I still do it, but not, yeah. I don't
Well,
associate.
I learned a lot because I thought that men had to maintain some type of attraction for a woman to be, you know,
You mean like stay in the
hey,
gym?
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't just be a fucking blob. You know what I
Well, don't get me
mean?
wrong.
Yeah.
I love a six
And then
pack.
there's a
Okay.
guy,
Yeah.
and then I'm looking like a blob, and then there's a guy, you know what I'm saying? We were at a restaurant, and the guy was waiting at the table is looking like Morris Chestnut, and she goes in there and she starts dripping all over herself. Like, I'm like, yo,
Okay, that does
like,
not happen.
because she's
It,
not seeing that, and she come on, man. If we're gonna be honest, we gotta be honest. If your man, if your man loses it, like he loses it, like he lets himself go, y'all telling me y'all still gonna be able to maintain the
we're
same?
go- we're gonna have conversation, that's for sure. Because again, there's so much that goes into physical health. And I'm not
Right.
just saying this. Like seriously, me and my husband talk about this all the time.
Or you could be like, honey, you know
From
what? We're gonna change your diet, and then you start cooking different. If he
Oh,
wants to
I
eat
know
yeah.
y'all got
hungry,
a solution. I see y'all have the solution, and
You want this,
I
right? You want solutions.
Yeah.
I
Um,
I, I
But no,
kind
I'm
of
hear
want
you.
honesty first.
Bruiser.
I
So
am being honest. I'm about to
it
get him
doesn't
on
work. Yeah,
camera.
it
No,
doesn't work the same way. Like everything y'all are saying is correct in terms of health. Yes, a man should want to keep himself together. That's optimal. Y'all are talking about what's optimal. The reason why it doesn't apply to men is because a woman can say, "Hey, bro, listen, husband, you're a fat piece of shit." Husband says, "Word, okay, you don't want to have sex with me? Bet." Then he goes and finds a woman to have sex with. What's the wife going to do? She's going to be jealous, right? So the second, women want what other women want. For some reason, men aren't viewed as unattractive when they're overweight as long as they have the resources, right? There's a reason why it's what is called big boy season. There's no big girl season. Okay, so even in the wintertime, people be showing pictures of dudes that look like teddy bears and stuff. What's that show? Black Ink Crew. Like, you remember when it started? The most popular dude, the most sought after dude was the fat dude. He was just tall and bearded, right? So it's like women want what other women want. One woman found him cute, the rest of them try to fall in line. Ooh, I want him. Don't matter if he's tubby, right? So it doesn't work the same way. Like, come on, like Biggie Smalls, the notorious B.I.G., had women screaming for him, and he called himself ugly, but he had resources.
But he wouldn't have those same women screaming at him if he didn't have that money behind it.
Well, I'm just saying the resources make us attractive to women. It's not the same. Any woman who thinks you're unattractive, go and get holler at her homegirl
I'm
and let
glad
her
you said
homegirl
that.
start
I'm
singing.
glad you said that. The resources make women attractive to us. Now we in a today's society where women can match our resources. So now they can demand that you increase in other areas. Because
No,
hey, look, your resources is not a thing to me because I'm on an equal playing field. So
and
hey,
I
look,
think that's BS though.
yeah, that's BS, bro. That's super BS.
what?
I mean,
So
in my
you're
opinion.
talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach K.
No, that's it. No, you go.
I was like, you're talking about worldly things changing the way nature works. Don't work that way.
No, well, hold on, Nate. What is resources? I'm not talking about nature as in, oh, a woman's supposed to cling to a man no matter what or some shit like that. I'm saying that if you can tame a woman because off the strength of your resources, like a biggie, and be just rest in peace to the brother, but just be at I'm not gonna don't say atrocious. You can't say atrocious after you say rest in peace. If you look ugly and you look very out of shape, and you can still get the finest woman. And back in that time frame, a lot of women wasn't making as much money as they are now. They didn't have access to the level of independence they had today. So I could see that happening. I could see the threshold of that being very high for a man uh, with resources, minus the looks and all that, being able to tame multiple women. But now you got women that can out earn men. You know what I'm saying? So do they really got to settle for that ugliness? If I'm a
So
woman out here and I know that I can go out here and make the same as this guy And the
Yeah.
only reason why he's been taming me for the past 30, 40 years is because of his resources. Now that I can match them, shit.
All right. So
He's
let's
gotta-
do it this way.
Pretty much, Bruce saying the men got to step their game up. It's not all about the money anymore. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
it's still BS. Here's
maintain a
why.
certain. I don't know. I
It's
think of
still
a
BS.
very, very handsome man who had a
Yeah.
full head of hair, who had a chiseled body. He looked like freaking Brad Pitt or the guy that plays Thor, and he was super fun. You know, the guy that all the
Chris
women
Hemsworth.
drool over. Yes. If he didn't have money, but he was still this gorgeous Achilles looking dude, right?
He'd have
You're
hoes.
not gonna pick the fat blob dude just because he's got money. Between the two, you're gonna want the very, very attractive man. If they were both standing in front of you, and the one guy was standing with 2 bags of cash, and he was just standing there with his abs glistening in the sun, you're gonna pick the more attractive man.
Okay, so pick them. So this is the part of what you're saying. Pick him for what? Most women, depending on what part of their life they're in, they're gonna pick the fat man with money and go screw the dude that looks like Thor. Let's be real. So back to what Bruiser
Let
said.
the woman answer that. They was nodding, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if we're being real.
Wait,
to what
are we
Bruiser
supposed?
said,
I'm sorry.
No.
Nope, sorry,
So what-
that's my bad. Go ahead.
no, to
No,
what
Coach
Bruiser
K gonna
said.
spit it
I
out.
would pick broke Chris Hemsworth over rich Biggie Smalls.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, I said depending
I
on
don't
what
want
part of
no
your
big
life
old
you're
fat
in.
Biggie Smalls humping on top of me. I don't care if we're married, dating. No, I don't want you
And they
dripping,
same
sweating all
money.
over me, and just rapping. No, thank you. We're
But
gonna me
this
and
is
Chris
the error.
Hemsworth
What I'm
will build together.
This is the error. This is the error where you don't have to date a gremlin or marry a gremlin because of his resources.
All right, let me tell you why that's cap, Bruiser. Because just take take a very well-to-do guy and give him the car, give him all the fixings to attract women. What woman does he qualify for? The best.
Hold on, wait.
All right, if he pulling up in an S500 or S580 Mercedes, all right, to downtown Houston
Thank you.
for Sunday brunch,
You guys.
all the
He will
baddies
talk.
looking at him. All right, so all the baddies looking at that guy. Now, let's say a woman has the exact same things. What dudes does she qualify for? And I mean, realistically, men don't look for the same things in women. That's why it's like you're telling us to step our game up. A woman with a lot of resources automatically doesn't. LeBron James ain't out here like where them lawyers at, or if he was a single dude, where all these women ain't got time for me at. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we're not looking for women like that. So women don't have.
This wasn't a matter of what men was looking for. This was a matter
women
of
don't have the same ability to tell men to step their game up.
what I'm telling you now.
but-
I'm telling you in this area what feminism has done, and the laws and the closing of the wealth gap, and it's steady closing. I'm saying that because of these things, women can be independent now. And the reason why they were back in the days, I'm saying it's just clear explanation.
Mhm.
Reason why they was inclined to dating guys that did look handsome is because those guys had resources and that was a survival tactic.
Mhm.
Now the survival tactic is shit, I can go fend myself. I'm gonna be with these ugly motherfuckers. It's a new generation now.
So I think so the reason why I think we're kind of getting off topic is because we were talking about cheating. So when I'm thinking cheating, I'm thinking within a marriage. So if you meet your husband and he's initially all the things that you described, good looking, handsome, in shape, and he gets out of shape, I wouldn't necessarily think it's okay to cheat on him because he's not in shape. I would think we need to do the things to get back in shape because it's the healthy thing to do. But if you're talking about what you would initially choose, that's not cheating. That's like looking at this guy, would I pick this guy over this guy? Then I would think you would naturally want to go for the more people are attracted to aesthetics. That's just, I know.
So I'm glad you brought it back. I'm glad you reeled it back. Because that was my point. So if this guy doesn't, you say he's gonna do the necessary things to get back in shape.
Yeah, like if my husband got out of shape, I'm like, you know what, honey, we need to start getting back in the gym. We'll do it together. I'm gonna start meal prepping. We're gonna come up with a diet together, and we'll get back in shape. Let's make that our New Year's resolution.
The scenario is suggesting that he doesn't do that. When I say lets himself go, that means his body, his mind, all that. Like he's not interested in keeping himself well groomed. He's not interested in eating healthy. He's not interested in that. He just want to be a lard ass. I'm saying the attraction, y'all can't sit here and tell me the attraction, especially in the sexual attraction, doesn't deplete.
Bruiser, how likely is that? So for example, you would consider yourself a man.
Shit.
No, you would consider yourself a man that's in shape, right? Like you go to the gym, you stay active, right? You would. How common is it for someone with that lifestyle to just, you know what, I'm gonna be 600 pounds and you're gonna have to feed me because I can't get up to get my own
That's
food.
a lot of work. Like you have to eat a lot.
Right. Putting on like an extra 50 pounds, understandable. To become a lard ass, as you said, and become 350 pounds is rare.
That
I
was the
don't
extreme.
think
I was just I pushed it to the extreme because I know y'all wasn't trying to answer it. But yeah, I mean, a guy
We
could
did answer, but Bruiser, let me say this too, real quick. Just yeah. Well, and I hear what you're saying. I think let's say that's the case, that this happens to my husband. And again, someone put in the chat, yeah, I'm young, and obviously we're gonna get older. I'm not stupid, but that's a given. And of course, I'm gonna wrap my mind around that when it happens. Obviously, what else am I gonna do? Be mad we're not young still? But the thing is, though, is like this, no matter what, even if like I'm not as attracted to him, because if someone asked me, hey, would you prefer your husband to look this way? I might say, yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go cheat. That is for me, Katie, I would not cheat because of this reason. And also, too, I wanted to say, let's say there is, an attractive woman and an attractive guy, and now she can require more of the guy because of what she makes. We're forgetting another variable, though. Just because she can require that doesn't mean that guy is going to go for her, because however you want to look at it, I'm almost thinking like the market. Like, yeah, you can demand all you want, but or supply all you want, but if no one wants you, then whatever. And I think that women, I was on Reddit today because I like to get ideas for content. I saw 2 posts and I wasn't even looking for them. I don't even follow subreddits that are relationship related. 2 posts of women saying stuff that they were older and they're nervous now that they're not going to find a husband. And I swear to God, it was like the conversations we have on this network. But yeah, so sorry. That's all.
I mean,
that's all. I know
look at the All-Star game. Look at the All-Star game paradigm, right? Like when the All-Star game goes to town, if you follow any Instagram models, that's where they're at that weekend. They're all trying to land the baller. They're all trying to land those dudes because those are the best of the best and they have the most money. The WNBA also has an All-Star game. What dudes do you know descend on that town to go find all these women? They make money. They're all 6-figure plus earners. So what dudes you know out there like what, like it doesn't work that way. Just because
they're not all 6-figure plus earners.
They're all 6-figure. It's 6 figures, but it's not high 6 figures.
It's not all of them.
No, the minimum salary is over. Like, come on, let me look it up.
If you're an all-star in the NBA, you can probably make $200,000 a year.
So you don't think
all-star in the WNBA?
You don't think the house husbands are going out and putting their best apron on, trying to land one of these WNBA players?
But the WNBA players,
we don't look for the same things. And
look, the WNBA players to the NBA players, bro, like that's night and day. Like the men becomes more attractive whenever they become athletic and taller, right? Women don't become more attractive when they become more athletic and taller. You get what I'm saying?
You're taking out. I'm talking about the money part of it, bro. Men
but if you're trying to convince me that men don't value money the same way, I'm sold on that already.
We don't.
No, you don't need to sell me on that.
Oh,
but what Coach K was saying, if he does lack or he lets himself go, she's not going to cheat. My question wasn't that you're going to go that far, but your sexual drive and your sexual attraction is going to slow down, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Well,
yeah, possibly, yeah.